Welcome everybody, okay, to a webinar organized by the School of Economic Finance and Banking. Uh, my name is Wong Wei Chuan, okay, I'm the moderators, okay, for today's webinar. So we are pleased to have, okay, our speaker, Mr. Loh Sing Chuan, okay, to share with us, okay, his practitioner's experience and also view on property auction in Malaysia. So the titles, okay, for his talk today is Auction Properties During the COVID-19, okay. So before we start his talk, okay, let me briefly introduce to the audience, okay, Dr. Loh, okay. Dr. Loh graduated, okay, from Staffordshire University, okay, with a degree in computing. He's currently the managing director of Nexus Marketing Sdn Bhd, so a company that engage in property development and business consultation. Okay, so as you can see from the slide, okay, Dr. Loh are wearing different hat. Okay, so he is also the key person, okay, for all these different company, okay, in real estate and also non-real estate, okay, particularly on renewable energy solution, okay, companies that provide the solution for solar energies, okay. So this is a timely topic, okay, on auction properties, okay, because as we know, due to COVID-19, okay, they're going to be okay. Um, okay, Sukri, can you hear me, Sukri, our technician? Okay, Sing Chuan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very loud, very loud and clear.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
So I'm not sure why my voice is repeated again. But anyway,
Sexy.
okay. So I think I'm going to, okay, without further ado, I'm going to pass, okay, this section to Mr. Loh, right? Mr. Loh, you can take over the screen.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Sure. Hello, everyone. Yeah, my name is Lo. So happy to be here today in UUM, and then I will try to share a lot about my experience in auction to you. Don't mind about all this company that he's showing just now. It's actually just a small, it's a small achievement. But now I think we can try to share my slides. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. 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 Now can everyone see this? Can anyone see this? Dr. Wong, can you see this?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can see your screen.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I just want to know other anyone can see, yeah? Okay, okay, yeah, so everyone can see. Thank you, thanks a lot. So today we're gonna talk about a little bit about auction, but before that, I would like to know anyone here, know about the auction property in Malaysia. Have anyone know anything about this? If can, we just try to press 1. If no, you press 2. Then at least I know many of you whether you guys heard about auction properties. Normally, auction essentially we heard about is auction some watches, some yachts, some cars, some painting. Now, property in Malaysia is quite. People feel like a bit different because from property auction or Malaysia, people talk about it's all bank lelong, all is the bank, people cannot pay, and all this is, for me, it's not just that. Actually, we can have some very good property in auction as well. Some property owned by some celebrities, they can go for auction as well. So now we try to go to the next slide. Okay, now I know everyone mostly have one. They know about this. Very good. Okay, in my experience, I think it's not bought lah. Actually, we just transacted more than 1,000 properties, from since 10 years ago. And for my own, I think I bought around 20 to 30 properties from there. But I think the capital gain, average capital gain that I can earn mostly around 70, 80, or 90% from whatever I buy. For example, I bought one property for 100,000, I sell it maybe 180,000. Yeah, consider around there. So maybe you can go for a higher, of course, higher gain property as well. But you need to have a very good so-called like experience in identifying all this property. So sharing a real deal. Oh, I'll share a real deal later on. Okay, let's go to the next slides. Okay, so before all this happened, I try to share with you a video on how people really bid. Okay, now there is I'll show you the real thing. Okay, let me show you the video. Okay. Can everyone see this? Can Okay, let me start it.
No, we can't. I can't see the video.
You can't see the video?
Yeah, you need to share web. What do we call that?
Let me see again. Okay.
Browser. You need to share browser.
Okay, share browser. Okay. Okay.
Okay now.
Okay, can you see now?
Yep.
Everyone can see? Okay, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, let me just play a video, a short video that everyone can know how this hybrid auction is happening. Okay.
Here's a new auction price. Each bid ring in Malaysia 2,000. Should start in count of 3. Should start it.
Bukan bid now. 240,000 online bidder. 250,000. 252,000 online bidder. 254,000 online bidder. 256,000.
First call.
258,000. 260,000 online bidder. 262,000 online bidder.
First calling.
264,000.
First calling.
266,000 online
First
bidder.
calling.
268,000 online bidder. 270,000 online bidder.
First calling.
272,000 online bidder.
First calling.
274,000 online bidder.
First calling. Second calling. Final call.
Good morning. That's chance.
No more bid.
Dijual dengan harga 274,000 pada ET17755.
Okay. Now everyone still can hear me, right? So let me just share. Okay. Okay, now everyone can know what is actually the feel into the property auction. So when you are in the room, actually it's quite pressure because everyone at your side is all your competitor. Okay, you want to bid a house, but everyone have their own price. Like just now there's around 80,000. You can earn from the whole deal. But of course, the auction price is still below the market value. Normally, it will be lower than the market value. So whoever can get the house from here is considered a very good deal. Okay, normally now, okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, now we compare the auction sales and the sub-sales market. What is the difference between the sub-sale market and also the auction sales? Okay, first thing, the sub-sale is the second-hand house. You buy the second-hand house, okay? So the selling price is normally the negotiated between the seller and agreed by the buyer. Okay, so normally it's through an agent. They'll bring you see the house, they inspect the internal of the property, and also they inspect the exterior of the property, of course. Now, the agent might get maybe commission 3%, of course, plus SST nowadays, and the settlement of the purchase price. That means after you pay the deposit, you're going to settle all the payment within 90 days from the SPA. This is the standard. No, 90 days, you can go to the bank for your loan and you can eventually complete the sales. This is a sub-sales. Now, auction sales is almost equivalent, but the selling price is determined, it's not by the agent, it's determined by the auction just now you see. Okay, so who is the highest bidder, they will get the house. So there's no interior property viewing, you cannot go inside the house. It's not allowed. So you can always go to the external of the house and know the area. Okay, and then of course the intermediary is not the property agent, it will be the auctioneer. Okay, the auctioneer will tell you all about the properties. Then of course, even though people tell you about this thing is good or not good, of course you need to still go to the property to inspect yourself. Okay, for that the settlement is almost is 90 to 120 days. Okay, so everyone from here know about the auction and the subsale difference, right? Okay, now we go to the next one. So there is only auctions. There's two types. One is actually the private auction. Just now I've mentioned about you have a very grand house or you have a very good car, you can go for auction. Okay, let people bidding a higher price to own your property. But now, of course, there is also another kind of auction. It's called so-called like high court sales, okay, or high court auction or foreclosed auctions. So from there, they also have a difference because some are with land title. That means everything is clear. It's your name. Okay, now you can't pay, the bank gonna sell your property. Okay, this is very clear cut. But some of them, they just bought the property not long ago. Not long ago, then the process of the transfer of title is still not complete. So the property is still under the developer name, maybe. Okay, so from there you couldn't go to the high court because high court they don't allow all this without the individual title. But what to do? You still have to sell. The bank still have to sell it. So you go through a private auctioneer. Okay, like what you see in there's a lot of auctioneer. Just now the video is about the private auction. Okay, so when you have the title, you can go to the high court to register, and then you can go to a high court for bidding. Okay, and also some then go for the land office. Okay, some land office do that as well. So because some of the property is under the land office, not the high court, it can be both. Okay, and then of course when you go to this private, okay, private normally is we call it LACA case. Okay, loan agreement commit assignment. So this is what when you don't have the loan, but the title is not your name. Okay, it's still under the developer. So okay, from these cases, we need a so-called this a letter from developer. Okay, a consent letter. They say I have to transfer this property to another person. So this letter must be provided by the seller. So when the bank gonna auction this property, they're gonna take this letter from the so-called the developer in order for you to go for auction. Okay, so let's go for. Okay, this is a bit of just a numbers to show you where is the most probably people got auction. Okay, Selangor, yeah, number one. I'm from Selangor, so nothing to proud about that. Okay, so many people couldn't pay. Okay, and Johor, Perak, Kelantan, Kedah, yeah, wow, we can say Kedah here. Kedah is number 5. Okay, not so proud as well. Okay, you can go to Putrajaya maybe. Putrajaya mostly are getting the government loan, so no problem for buying any properties and no more auction for that. So the government will make sure you don't connect auction, yeah? Okay, so the next one you see. So this is the numbers, that means the figure. Okay, most you see 0 to 100,000, 100,000 to 200,000. What it means? This means the poor people who buy the poor small little house. Those are people who can't pay. Okay, so with all these people, you see of course the above 1 million as well. Mostly 1 million above, then they have the pressure. Yeah, like you see from the chart. So actually it's very sad because most of us is like not really high income people that actually couldn't pay, and eventually bank they are not really tolerate. So from there we can go to this is the property types. There is so many kind of types of property that can be auctioned. First is a terrace house, townhouse. You can see there's apartment, condo, and Soho. There's another type. So semi-D, bungalow, villas, shop lots, land, and flat, of course. And then the factory, warehouses, and even hotel and resort. All these property are different type. But when it's the numbers, highest number, of course, is always the housing. Okay, the housing, the individual that is higher. So compared to others, like the land, most probably they buy in cash. Normally they borrow the money for buying the land quite little. It's not that much people do that, but there's still some people do that. Okay, let's go to another slides. Okay, this is a lot of people in the market. They're saying, wow, auction, yay, now is the time for the auction. Okay, but that's sure thing, when we actually look back, into 2019 and 2020, actually is dropping. That means there's not much people transacted, not much transacted in this 2019 to 2020. I think the 2019 even higher. Okay, why is this going to happen? And what as my experience tell me, okay, some people tell me from the bank, they say the chart is always going up, then going down, they'll go up again. Okay, so this is a prediction from the bank. But for me, especially today's topic is about COVID-19. Okay, so previous just about my neighbors. Okay, my neighbors actually unfortunately is working for Mars. Okay, working for the airlines. Okay, what happened? He's the captain, and he have more than 10 properties in his hand. But now suddenly must go bye bye. I see you another time. So the problem come in, and he got no income. He got no income. So what happened to the 10 properties? Okay, who gonna pay for the 10 properties? So eventually, most of the properties, I'm not sure, not all, but most of the property will be sold through auctions. Just a matter of the time. So let's say, for example, like here, COVID-19, the actual lockdown is on the March. So when you go to the June, it's actually the second time that we go the CMCO. Then the people say that's the time where all people having trouble. Okay, most of them couldn't get a job, and most of them got trouble with the bank as well because of the no income, or income have been slaughtered, half of the income, so they couldn't pay to the bank. So what happened? Then you calculated maybe 6 months or 10 months from the June. Okay, it will be all the new auction going to come up. You can see all this. So next year, February, March, I think you can see the chart going to go up all over again. Okay, you can see all the opportunity again. So this also got good thing and the bad thing as well. Let me just go further down. Okay, you see most auction are unsold during auction day. Okay, we just simply choose a date and then we just scan. There's 246 property on the same date. Try to sell through auction. But unfortunately, it's only 19, okay, got sold, got the hammer, sold. But all the unsold, what happened? Okay, why? We have to know why. So mostly are aborted. Okay, the aborted, maybe they call off from the auction, the bank. Maybe this normally is the first time got auction. They still can able to pay the repayment. Okay, they try to negotiate with the bank to do the settlement, or this maybe the lawyer or the auctioneer suddenly forget to bring all this document to the auction ground. So all this auction we call off. Okay, of course there's a reason. Maybe we can share it later. But of the second one, maybe no bidder. So no bidder. Okay, why no bidder? First thing, maybe this particular property is too lousy or too far away and doesn't worth a cent to buy, then no bidder. Okay, or maybe there is always the auction. For example, the KL auction, they do it in Sabah or something like that. The advertisement is in Sabah, so no people know about the auction. It comes out no bidder. Okay, this is also another why this thing is unsold. Okay, let's go. Okay, this is the steps. This is very, very important. Okay, very important. This is the real thing you need to focus. Okay, first, if you really have the chance, want to buy a property, okay, you want to buy this auction property, as you say, so good. Okay, you might have a very good deal. Let's go and check. Maybe you can go some website like Lelong Tips, auction.com.my, engchamau.my. There's several websites that can actually let you have the information on which property gonna sold through auction. Okay, from them, for example, you just looking at KL, maybe one of a property in KL. Let's say, for example, you already fixed this. Okay, I would like this one. So what to do? First thing, maybe you go to inspect the external. You see what is the surrounding area. Do they have LRT? Do they have this shopping mall? It's very important in KL. Without these two, you're buying rubbish, basically. Okay, so the other thing you might need to choose is maybe the access, road access, the parking, everything you need to see. Whether this property is already abandoned property or this is a very good property and so many people love this property and love to rent this property, then if you are the investor, you love this property. Okay, once you inspect the property and you say, yeah, this is the one I want. Yes, this is the one. Okay, so you're gonna go for the pre-registration. You're gonna register as the bidder. Okay, once you register as a bidder, you can also through those websites, you can register as a bidder online, as an online bidder. Okay, but before that, we need to do some of this study. Okay, a little bit study. First, we got to go to the property background. Okay, and all the hidden costs. You may not know. Once you buy, the cost hidden is crazy. It's maybe higher than your property, property worth. Then it may not be a good deal. So let's go and check on the documents. I show you some documents. Let me show you. Okay. 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 So can everyone see this? Can everyone see this?
Not. Yeah. Okay. Now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now you can see proclamation of sales. What is the meaning of that? Okay. It's just announcement to tell everyone this property is for sale. Okay. Now you can see first Maybank Islamic Berhad. Okay. This assignee. So the Hadira bin Herman. This is actually the one who borrower. Okay. The borrower. So now we can see from here is Maybank, try to sell the property because Hadira cannot pay, very obviously. Okay, now you can see the date, 3rd of September 2012. Okay, this is the one I just bring some how to say, this is a deed. Okay, they bought in 2012. This town belong to which Pahang, Sungai Karam, Kuantan is under Kuantan. So this floor area is 65.7 meter square, around 708 square feet. So it's a tenure, it's a freehold. So it's very important to know freehold or leasehold property. Okay, then this is developer. Who is the developer? You can check this developer whether it's still there or not. Okay, sometimes the developer is already bye. You don't know where the developer gone. Okay, then it's a very deep trouble. Sometimes if the property we haven't transferred the name to the individual title, so the title is still under the developer. If the developer gone, will take more months than you expected. So that means this is what happened when you buy the property. Suddenly you expect 90 days from the bank to give the money out, disperse out, and the property developer is not there. I'm so sorry. So you have to pay in cash this property. So it's very important to see all this. Okay. So from there you can see this is as is various basis. So whatever you see is whatever you get. Okay. Here is the reserve price, 356,000. Okay, now we go to this, you need to pay 10% for the reserve price. Okay, when you do a bank draft, please, you have to look at this. Maybank Islamic Berhad. Please don't say Maybank Berhad or Maybank other Berhad. Then it wouldn't work. It only work with Maybank Islamic Berhad. Wrong wording on this, you make this deposit not valid. Okay, so from here it's not very important. There's tax you got to pay. Okay, if you don't understand English, please go to there's a Malay version as well. Yeah. Okay, then for that, after the POS, this is just announcement, but real thing is the condition of sales. Because of time matter, I can only share one thing very important from the condition, because that the condition that you see outside of the property is just whatever you see. Okay, you don't even know what is the internal, the hidden cost. So from here you can see number 5. The purchaser shall bear and pay all charges. All charges. Okay, that is including water, electricity, gas, sewerage, insurance, premium, sinking fund, quit rent. Oh my God. So all this you're gonna pay. Okay, and then to any relevant authorities and or the developer. Maybe that still got some balance from developer you need to settle. Okay, all these are very, very important. If you take this you can, after you read through this, okay, you're gonna think. Okay, you're gonna think. First, get an agent to check all this. How much is the debt? Okay, this is all the hidden costs. You need to check. Okay, after you go to the checking, for example, you go to the land office to check whether it's got caveat or don't have caveat. The caveat means first caveat is always the bank. That means this property, if you cannot pay, the bank is the first one who gonna get your property. So it might be the second caveat. That means you go to the private lender, Along, or this, the Along will caveat your title as a second caveat. So it's all very complicated, but we need to check. Make sure there's no caveat. Make sure there is no all these so-called, like, you have to know the amount. There's always a trick. There's always something you need to pay. Okay, so check the amount of the payment. Make sure you can afford to pay. Then we can go continue. Okay, all these are so many things. They are condition. All these conditions you have to read through. Okay, but the more important is just the payment. The other still can able to negotiate. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so can see everyone from here?
Okay.
Okay, huh? Okay. Now after the checking of all this, very important thing. Okay, so do the caveat search to seek the legal advice. Of course, just now we mentioned as well the caveat search. Okay, there's multiple caveat available. I think 4 caveat. So of course, I don't touch about caveat now. Then we go the first bank draft 10% reserve price. Okay, you must have the cash of 10% to do a bank draft. Just now we mentioned to Maybank Islamic Berhad in that case. Okay, some are from different bank. Of course, you need to put a different bank. Okay, register on the auction day. This one is more on to the morning of the registration. You need to resubmit. Okay, first thing now, I think the e-bidder just need to submit from online. Okay, now there's both hybrid. They can go to that particular place, or some you can even bid in house. Okay, you don't even need to see anyone there. Okay, so this bidding, there's always two, either successful or lost. That's it. The successful one will break the house. The lost one will take money. Your own money. Okay. Now we go to the next one. So why are auctions so cheap? Okay. This is very good question. Why? Because let's say, for example, myself, 20 years ago, I bought a very nice property in KL city center. That time is so cheap. It's only like, 200,000, 300,000. You can buy a house, apartment in KL city. But after that, I take a loan. Okay, a loan for 30 years. From now, I already paid 20 years. But just due to COVID, I'm so sad. Okay, I have my salary cut. I can't even pay the house. Okay, now the bank said, Mr. Lau, I'm so sorry. Your house got to sell out. Okay, no problem. You have to sell, but you already pay so much. I already paid 10, 20 years. So the remaining kind of the price, I might just own maybe 80,000. Okay, just because I can't pay the 80,000, the bank say, I'm sorry, Mr. Lau, so I have to go. I have to let go. So now they can see a lot of a property can be found like this. Let me have some drink. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, break a while. Okay, come back again. Now you can see all these property are so cheap. Okay, but we don't. For me, my personal experience, we don't just go for the price. Never just go for the price. We go for the location. Okay, the location, because previously all these property are so how to say, in the city center. Everyone, I can't even queue. Sometimes we have to queue. You have to ballot to get the property. Last time I couldn't get it. Even have money, I couldn't get it. But now everything comes out. Those who cannot pay, all the property on the table for me to choose. I don't even need to queue. Okay, so we can choose for the lelong. That's why we say this is a good timing for lelong. Okay, and then all these previously so-called rich people, okay, their property gonna put on the table for next year. Okay, so let's go ahead and see this. Okay, Malaysian orchid imperfection. Okay. So this Malaysia. That's what I say in the first place. Malaysia is always have this impression. Say, at auction market one sure feng shui no good sure for bad perception. Okay, everyone say this is a previous owner. Oh, your feng shui no good. He got kena. All have to sell. It's all the bad property. Actually, it's not. Actually, it's totally the other way around. Okay, so existence of syndicate at the auction. Okay, this is a lot of people say, wow, this is a lot of bad people are trying to con us in the auction house. Okay, so what is all this syndicate doing about? What are they doing? Make you so fear of them? Actually, it's nothing. They are just another agent. Okay, try to do an auction before an auction. Try to negotiate with all the buyers. okay, to come up with a deal. Of course, he earns some commission out of it, okay, to settle even before we go into the auction hall. Okay, but now I think it's quite difficult because of the e-bidding. They no longer have the ability to do this. If you love to know about the syndicate, we will talk about it later. Okay, so now outdated the auction law. No viewing of the interior. Make people scared. What if outside look good, inside is rubbish? You know, and this all this cable and all the other thing is all gone because we buy it as is. So all this property, we must be very, very careful. Sometimes I will go and have the look of the building, or even I have to choose another agent, okay, for the whole building. For example, the condo want to sell. This is the one that I cannot go in. But I choose another one. I call the agent, say, I want to buy the house. Can you show me around with that house? Okay, most of the interior is almost the same. So I just have to walk through the whole interior. The other unit, meaning the neighbor unit. So we can get an idea what is it inside look like. Okay, this is also one of the way to get to view interior. Okay, this is the reserve price of decline 10% every time turning into the auction market. Okay, so this is also or why they say because you cannot sell. First auction, no bidder. So what happened? The bank say, yeah, no bidder, must be too expensive. Okay, too expensive, cannot sell. What to do? They discuss with the auctioneer. Auctioneer will always say, sell cheaper lor. Sell cheaper, sure got people come lah. Okay, then he decline every time. Every time cannot sell, decline 10%. Every time decline cannot. That means the people who want to buy look at the first time bidding. Don't need to see lah, don't need to go lah. Sure no people buy lah. Okay, because they're gonna decline later. So I wait for the third or fourth decline, then I get 50% cheaper lah. This is the so-called the impression for every buyer in Malaysia because of all this. Okay, they feel that all the auction is actually you can wait for the cheaper price. Okay, it's always like that. Then no guarantee vacant possession and clean title. That means you go into there when you buy the house. If you say, don't need to go lah, too far away. I don't want to inspect lah. Just buy lah. The price is so cheap. Okay. When after you buy, you got the property, you go there. My God, there's still people staying inside. Okay, still people staying inside. And the father, the mother, the nene, everyone is inside. Even the afterlife one also stay inside. so this one, the clean title, you have to see. The clean title means there's a so-called like sometimes the transaction is still not transact perfect lah. Like what you say, the developer still own it. All this kind of thing. You make people feel not secure. Okay, when you buy this auction market, it's always the problem you need to face later on. Okay, this is why people scared about it. Small thing, because you don't understand, that's why you're scared. Once now you understand it, it's just small matter. Okay, we just inspect first. See, make sure no people only we go and buy. Also can. Or you want to say, there's another way for if the people is still vacant. Yeah, there's another way. I'll explain later how you're gonna tackle with this. Okay, so now introducing 2018. Then introducing e-bidding. Everyone go lelong, e-bidding. Everything from eBay. Okay, we start to bid. Wow, online bidding. I don't even know who is the behind person who sell this. Okay, as long as the High Court say this is a good property, then I go and buy. And then of course, a game changer. Allow bidder to bid online, free from syndicate intervention. Okay, why to say free from syndicate? Because you don't need to go to the particular High Court. You don't even need to go High Court. You just stay at home with your pajamas, with your breakfast. You can start bidding. Okay, you don't even need to see who is how many bidder is there. You don't even need to mind. You just know if this thing my maximum price is 450,000. If less than that, I'll buy. Okay, for example, then you just buy. Appear in hybrid on-site and e-bidders, of course, just not as explained on this. Available in High Court. Okay, non-jurisdictional auction arranged by auction houses. Okay, yeah, of course, this e-bidding is also available in High Court and the auction house as well. Then, is everyone happy with this new development since 2018? New thing come out. Happy or not? For the buyer, of course, happy. I don't even no need to go to the site so early, waiting, submit form, And of course, some people like the syndicate, okay, so they are quite sad. No, cannot one sec. Cannot get to cannot able to go and get some money from the particular so-called bidding before the bid. Okay, so they might get sad, definitely sad. Okay. So from this, okay, practical advice to inviting on these auction properties. Okay, so first thing is the vacant possession. That's mean, okay, once you accidentally buy one house, okay, without looking at the first place, just buy because of cheap. Okay, so cheap buy lah. At the end of the day, for example, it always happen to the cheap property because you want to buy a piece of a flat house. The current price maybe is 100,000, but when you bid, it's only maybe 50,000. You got this property, so you don't even want to go and have a look because wasting your time. Just buy. Flat, it's all the same, right? So when you buy, when you go there, there's still people staying there. Oh my God. How I gonna knock the door and hey, you go out lah, it's my house lah, bro. Cannot lah, people feel angry, you see? People say, then, this is about respect. It's about respect, okay? So people, yeah, I know. He also know. He have to move out. Okay, he have to move out. So, okay, now what happened? I go into there before even the auction. Okay, when I have this property, when I know is let's say for example I study lah, I study the house, I go there and see still got people, then I maybe can ask him whether your house want to sell or not. Most probably to cut down all these unforeseen circumstances. Okay, so for what I say is, if you bought already, okay, what to do? What to do now? Okay, so we can always go to the court, okay, to ask for a piece of letter, okay, mentioning it's a court order. Okay, the court order sounds very harsh. You see, you go there, you say, hey, my house, you go out. Okay, understand? Go out. Cannot lah. People feel angry lah. You always say like that. The whole family is there. So what I do throughout the whole 10 years, okay, I never actually met this kind of so-called people don't move out. Okay, I'm a very good, kind person. Okay, I'm very kind. So I will go to another unit of that particular property. Okay, it's a flat house. Come on, the rental is just $400 or $450, maybe maximum. So I gotta pay for the deposit. Okay, to rent another house there. So I'll tell the guy, yeah, unfortunately, this house I bought it, yeah, but I'm actually ready for you another house. Okay, it's a compliment from me. Okay, you can stay there. You just need to pack your thing and move to the second place. Okay, so now I have my house. Then, of course, it's quite not very ethical because that guy obviously can't pay rent. So the other new property he stay there, it might be another owner's problem, right? Okay, so I couldn't have much time to settle other people's problem. I solved myself first. Then I just give them to stay at the other house. And they said, wow, it's very kind of you. We don't need to even sleep at the street. I thought the lelong, I gotta sleep in the middle of the street with my wife and children. So now you have a small thing so that even though you're buying a double-story house, you can always rent a flat house, for them, at least in a transition period. They can have their own so-called even though my house got auction, but I still leave it with dignity. Okay, so it's a very kind work that you can do because the thing, they won't argue with you. Okay, so now clean title, all this is what I already settled. Okay, this is previously we need to see with to read through the POS and COS. Okay, very important. That's why from there you can go for understand the overdue management fee, everything you need to pay before you go for the auction. This is very important. The clean title is very important. Okay, or else, like for example, with the caveat, what happened if I buy a house? Okay, I bought through Maybank. Then after that, I found out there's another people caveat on my land. Okay, what happened? So I need to go to that guy and see how much this guy owe you. I need to settle the second caveat, or maybe the third or fourth caveat. Okay, it's very important. Very important. How this thing happen? Normally, if I have a 500,000 house, I go to the bank to borrow 500,000. But after a few years, I settle half of the loan. Then the other half of the loan, I can go to another place, okay, another place to get another funding, maybe I borrow another fund from a private lender. So the other private lender to caveat my place, the second one. Okay, so now I have two caveat. Then suddenly my financial is not doing well. The bank gonna sell. Then my property is gonna have two caveat. Whoever buy my house, make sure you have to know how many caveat I have. So the land search is very important. So the third one, the financing. Okay, this financing is always what I tell my very good friend, everyone, anyone, regardless you buy a new property or secondary property or auction property, you must do this. Okay, you have to go to check with your friend, the banker friend, how much I can borrow now. Okay, if they say you can only borrow 500,000, please don't go to see to or even go and view $1 million property. You can't buy it because your loan is just there. Okay, you can ask yourself nicely, yeah, my brother, my father, my wife can pay for me. All this bullshit. Okay, you don't trust this. Just trust yourself. And if you cannot able to buy, okay, cannot afford to buy something above 500,000, please don't try it. Okay, don't try it. Then we have to manage your own financial risk. Okay, how to manage? Okay, now it's very simple. Okay, because you need to, first thing is actually the money lah. The money. Okay, you have to make sure you have the money to buy. Okay, because when you go to, I give you a very simple example. Okay, now I have down payment, maybe my ASB, my Amanah Saham, for 30,000 only. Okay, I want to buy a property, okay, 300,000. Looks okay. Okay, you can withdraw your ASB and go for the deposit. Unfortunately, this is a bidding, man. You gotta bid, end up 500,000. Okay, so your deposit gonna be 50,000 instead of 30,000. So where you gonna get another 20,000 to top up on the spot? Okay, the same day. You couldn't. So what I suggest is you have to structure yourself. For example, I know I can borrow 500,000. Then I can see my cash. How much is my cash for the deposit taking? Okay, because if you are the third house owner, I'm sorry, man, you're gonna pay 30% of the property, is not 10%. Okay, you're gonna know this because your loan gonna be 70% of the selling price. Okay, so before this, that's why I say check with your banker, see how much you can borrow. Then only we structure on how much money we need to prepare. Okay, so okay. Wow, this is funny, man. How to stay calm during auction process? Because you see just now the video, fast, who can get the property first? You see the guy, I don't know, 1113 or something like. Wow, so fast, man. That guy doing, very pressure. So many people gonna fight with you over this small piece of house. It's very funny. So sometimes you might met even your grandma is bidding next to you. Okay, your grandma say, "Oh hey, cucu, saya mau rumah tu. I want the house." Then you say, "Amma, cannot lah. You buy the fourth house go to Nirvana one. You buy with this, cannot lah." Okay, cannot get the cheaper price for your cucu lah. Okay, so all this you can make. Okay, so you can just go to e-bidding. Just register yourself in e-bidding. You imagine yourself taking a coffee, taking a sandwich. Okay, while you sit and bid. Okay, as long as the bidding go below my price, I'll still buy it. So you can avoid all this so-called emotional bidding. Okay, there's no people look at you. Even your amma cannot look at you lah. Okay, you don't even need to be scared on this. Okay, so try to be calm. Or if you cannot control yourself, just go for e-bidding. This is my advice. Let's go to the next one. Okay, this is a sharing. Okay, this is something I do before, which Dr. Wong asked me, hey, you have something to share, not? Very successful deal. How you earn money from this? Wow, say. Now, everyone say auction sure earn money, but not. But this one is my own experience. Okay. I have saw an auction, 12 acres of land in Seremban, the city of town city. Okay, just opposite Terminal 1. That time, I think 8 years back, the reserve price is 6.3 million for the full 12 acres land. So for that, wow, it's good. Bid price is 6.2 million. Here his resale price is 12 million. Okay, so how I make it done? I do a deep research. Normally land is about you have to do research. It's not property. Property is already done, you know, you can't change much. But land, you have multiple things to change. Okay. The whole when I go to inspect the place, the whole land is actually a very deep slope. It's a slope. You couldn't build anything there. Okay, you couldn't build anything. It's a waste of time, waste of money to try to structure all this. Okay, a lot of people when they go and have a look, this no people want. No people want this land is so slow. Okay, but I put some extra effort. Okay, to check the next land, the next piece land next to the land I want to bid. Who is my neighbor? I saw, it's actually a Sime Darby. Oh, a Sime Darby project. Okay. And then there's also Taman Duyung there. It's an old Taman Duyung and also this Sime Darby. Okay. The Sime Darby is, oh, then I go and check the Sime Darby stuff. You know, sometimes I go there, hey, bro, Sime Darby stuff. Hey, can I check? What you want to build on that piece of land in Seremban? I want to know. Okay. Then he said, oh, my one is a mountain. You know, high mountain we built. Nice bungalow, overlook the whole Seremban city in the high value for bungalow. I say, okay. Now I say this is a mountain. You want to build bungalow? Sure, when you want to build bungalow, you cannot piling at the tip, right? You cannot piling, right? So you have to flat your land, right? So when you flat the land, I say to the Sime Darby people, hey, can you put your land, extra land, to my land? You want to throw, right? Anyway, you're not going to throw beside only. Then you can save your transport cost, save everything. He said, yeah, can throw. I also don't know whose land. Your land, okay lah, can we throw. So with his mountain, he cut off the land, all go to my slope, and my slope fill up with the land. I become flat. Okay, I become flat. Thank you. It's only like, you know, free land. I don't need to buy some other land from other place to fill my land. So this is a good deal. Then I said, wow. From there, I can seek for potential buyer. See whether if I buy this land, anyone want to buy from me or not. Okay, I go and market lah. I said, I go to 10 developer. I said, developer, hey, good deal I got one thing Seremban town, city okay, nice piece of land, just beside Sime Darby. You want or not? Sime Darby got many land there. They wouldn't know which way about is this land. So I won't tell, of course. If I tell, then people go and beat themselves okay. So I cannot tell. I have to be very mysterious. Then I go and search for 10 so-called developer. Out of the 10, I got 3 developer are very interested into this. Okay, fine. There's a 3. I confirm they buy from me. Okay, then I tell how much is the land. I said 12 acres. I'm selling 1 million 1 acre. Okay, so what good deal 1 million 1 acre for developer is actually not a very expensive, because for bungalow, if I bring the land 12 acres, build exactly the same as Sime Darby do bungalow. Okay, one bungalow 2.2 million, 2.5 million. You know, the land is only 12 million. You know, only a few bungalow. Of course, they will buy. Of course, the developer will buy. They can earn a lot from that. So they already say, okay, now if you let me, I'll 12 million. I'll open a check for you. It's yours. Sure, no, bro. Sure, confirm, Okay. The next day, I go and bid. Okay, I really go and bid 6.3 million. I give the reserve price 630,000. Go there, and then at the end, you know, not much, you know, very expensive bro. 6 million plus not much bidder Okay, I get it I get it. Then the next week of the bidding, I got the 12 million check. Okay, immediately like swap, you know. Of course I'm very smart I go and use company name to buy the property, and then just the property, I mean the company, I just sell to him. So when I do this, I don't even need to pay the so-called like the stamp duty. Okay, so because the people who want to buy from me also, they don't even need to pay the stamp duty. Of course, I need to pay a bit of the stamp duty. Then the buyer from me, they don't need to pay. Okay, because I just sell my company instead of sell property. So they own the company, that means they own the property. This is my strategy. So you have to have this good strategy, and then before you actually go for a very good sales or deal, Now everyone have the like what I say. Everyone you want to bid for something. Either you are bid for your own use, or you want to invest, okay, or you want to resell immediately. Okay, so if you want to resell immediately, then you have to have a very nice strategy. Making very, very sure that you know how to calculate all this to make the deal like what I do. Okay, so now this is the okay. Then actually the whole idea is I can make 6 million in 1 week. Okay, but of course this is a true case, and then a lot of people say, hey, like that sure you can target for more, okay, more land and more thing, but it's not that simple. Okay, it's not that simple. I have another thing to share with you, which is the worst failure I've done. Okay, I've shared with Dr. Wong previously. Is I bought a house from MK Land. Okay, they call it a subsidiary named Setia Haruman. Okay, so what I bought is a condo. That particular condo 10 years back, okay, I bought this condo, 850,000. It's actually a second-hand house, but it's still under developer, so it's considered the new sales lah. Okay, when I bought that time, very happy, 1,400 square foot, 850,000. Okay, fine. I hope this because it's beside there. There's an international school, and beside there there's a shopping mall. Wow, I said this is very good because my rental gonna be very good because the international school just beside of me. Fine, but until now, recently I go and ask my colleague are still working for Setia Haruman. I said, hey, how much is my property worth now? You're a developer there, sure got many property, and you have sure how much I earn. So he showed me the previous property that I bought in the same area. Okay. He's selling 1,700 square foot, which is bigger than mine, and they are selling 850,000. Wow! So that's mean up to 10 years, not even a single cent increase, but the increase, yes, but in the house size increase. Okay, so it's not mine. Come on, 10 years, man, 10 years. What to do? Even worse than my FD. My FD at 10 years can give me 3%. I still got a little bit money to pay tari lah. Come on. Ayo, 10 years, not even a single cent. I have to pay the bank every day. They charge me so much. Have to pay. Okay. And then my rental, luckily, I got rent one. After I bought the property, immediately it's already there. So I rent it for 3,000. That time 3,000, wow, macam yes lah, okay. But until now, 10 years, it's still 3,000. Never increase a single cent. Okay, not enough to cover my installments. I have to fork up money to cover my installment. So it's a very bad deal. Okay, that I do. I feel myself so stupid, but experience. Sometimes you need to eat the chili also. You don't know the chili is so spicy, right? Just try then kena lor. Then hopefully you guys don't do whatever I do lah. Okay, that time they push this project so well lah. They say very nice lah. Even the lady who sell to me so nice lah. Until my mother also want to say, hey, bring the lady back lah. No, but my wife say cannot lah. Okay, so now we go to the next one. Okay, now almost complete my presentation already. Okay, I don't know whether the time is consumed, but now I may open for some question and answer. Open everyone, do you have anything to ask? Feel free to ask. Okay, let me just try to. Okay, where is the question? Okay, anyone to you want to share?
Okay, thank you so much, okay, Seng Chuan, for your insightful, informative, and also very entertaining presentation. So we have quite numbers of audience. Okay, here we have 169. Okay, half of them, as I told you, are my students. So the other half actually is outside audience. Okay,
my friend.
So yeah, and I'm not sure. I'm not my friend. Good, your supporter. Okay, so I think we have some question here. Okay, this is from Chiarong. Okay, so how long? Okay, will it take to resell properties since auction deals is successful?
Okay. Okay, if this is the case, for example, now you bought the house from auction. Okay, bought the house on auction. always when you go to the bank, you want to ask for MOT. That means you have to transfer your title to your name, right? Before that, you couldn't sell. Must be in your name first. Okay. So the standard is actually 90 days to 120 days. Okay. This is depends on the POS. They will mention there 90 or 120 days. That means your bank gonna overtake everything from you. They're gonna transfer your name. The transfer of name normally will takes around 2 or 3 weeks lah. Okay. It depends on which lawyer, whether your lawyer will put your case on top or on the behind. Okay. All this for me around 5 months time, 5 months to 6 month time. Let me make it 6 months. It's more safety. Okay, for you to actually resell, cause resell of thing. So before you can do this, okay, for me it depends also. Sometimes if you want to think to sell fast, you can do what I do. You just put in the company name, okay, and then the guy, even though the title is still in MOT, but the title is everything is under the company name, right? So they're gonna apply for this, and then I can actually I can tell everyone that you buy over the share of my company. Okay, that means you take majority shareholder a quota by paying the property amount lah. So I'm gonna withdraw the money out from the company, but you have all the share. That means all the property still belong to you eventually. But it depends on how urgent you want this thing to be done. Okay, how urgent. So if you're very, very urgent, okay, must do it today, then go for company lah. Okay, you can just transfer the company share to them. They can be successful. Okay, but before that, for me as a buyer, I still want to see the title first. Well, I'm a very skeptical guy lah. I'm old man, China man. So always say, hey, no title, don't talk to me. Okay, so all these. Okay, so the next question is.
Okay, there is a compliment statement, okay, from my colleague, Dr. Anggapan. He said he liked the way you speak, okay, with no air, being very honest, frank, okay, no false accent, okay. So it's from my colleague, Dr. Anggapan. So okay, Aiman, okay, my student, okay, he is asking, okay, when we win the house, right, when we are the winning bidders, okay, of course, we will borrow the money. So we should, are we going to, I think, I'm not sure whether I got his question. He say whether we're going to get the loan from the bank that we have an prior agreement with, or we need to borrow from another bank, okay? It's
Okay.
about financing, okay?
I understand. So if it like this, okay, so auction property, be frank with you, the bank also will know this is a auction property. So it's the same bank, if you are buying from the same bank, the bank want to sell, okay, so actually the loan is totally depending on your own credit. Okay, if you are a very good payer, you never default all the payments, okay, they will borrow you whatever money you want. Okay, most of the time it's like that. It's actually very into your own personal so-called record. If your personal record is always don't pay one, okay, so you don't tell me you can get many lah. They will ask you, hey, 50% want to loan or not? You cannot. 50% also they don't want to lend, they want to borrow you. So you must be very, very sure that you make yourself, especially new people into properties. Okay, try. Don't eat supper. Also must pay your repayment. Okay, this is my experience to you. Cut down your portion of dinner. Okay, must also pay your rent, pay everything. Okay, make sure you have a very good record before you even buy a property, because you're gonna be like you are in the banking so-called like industry, or you're a banking student, right? So make sure you're gonna be very good with your banker friend. So it's sometimes about relation, whether they want to help you or not. Okay, even of course, whatever you cannot control is the interest rate they charge you. You couldn't control on that. That one is too personal. Okay, because that one is case by case basis. You are the third house, fifth house, 10th house, okay, or you are the first house. First house is quite difficult because they don't know about your transaction. They don't know whether you can obey, everything they say on the agreement. Okay, so that's why the first time housing people must be very, very, try to be punctual lah. Okay, for your next future property sake lah. Okay, this is what I can suggest to you. Any other bank can take, any bank can do the loan, no problem. More to your personal attitude. Okay, so the third question.
So what would be your advice to fresh graduate, okay, who wish to invest or own a property? So what is the best property to own? This is from Chun Chuan.
Okay, so this one, okay, as a fresh grad, very good question. Wow, very pandai, you ask question, all this very tricky one. So, okay, as our regulation, you if you are not so-called like familiar, for all the new first-time buyer, first time only, second time, sorry, no, nothing for you. Okay, the first time, the government gonna give you a very special deal. Okay, from 2020 to 2025. Okay, that is we call it you buy something below 500,000, you don't even need to pay the stamp duty. Okay, so this is the very good offer for all the first time buyer. Okay, some like Dr. Wong previously also asked me if they cannot afford. Okay, how? So you can always ask apa, ama, tolong you pay as a guarantor. Okay, pay as a guarantor, but using their name. Actually, it's the other way around lah. Okay, the father know the son got this quota. He ask, hey son, can I use your name? Use your name to buy my property. Can save the stamp duty. Okay, so a lot of people, it depends which family business, I don't know lah. I don't want to get involved lah. Okay, your father want to buy or you want to buy, up, it's not up to me lah. Okay, it's up to your own family. Say, okay, this one the buy, and you choose the property. You can either choose three type law. One is the, of course, new building law. New building, actually new building nowadays the price is too high lah. Come on, because the developer bought the land is already very high price, so the develop also quite high lah. So when you can go to the sub sale, but the sub sale is, if myself lah, now I buy a house 500,000. Okay, do you think I will sell you 200,000 No, right? Not kidding, right? So I will always sell you higher than 500,000. Okay, from there you cannot get a very nice house law or cannot afford law. Okay, so you can choose auction. Now all the auction people, you see just now I show you the chart, right? Kena auction one is always 100,000, 120,000 or 200,000. All these people cannot pay one. Okay, you know already. Don't tell other people. Then other people go and bid, you cannot get. Okay, don't tell other people. Okay, you only see for yourself. Only zip. Okay, so you search for all this property, you can able to buy. Once you want to buy, okay, then you can look for Dr. Wong, also expert already lah. Dr. Wong, very expert.
No.
So
okay. I'm learning from you. Okay, Xing Chuan.
So
okay,
everyone,
Xing Chuan.
yes.
Okay, we have a few more questions down there.
Okay.
So okay, that question just now is actually from my Shara. Okay. So this question from Chun Chuan, okay, is everyone eligible to become a bidder, or is there any minimum requirement?
Yes, the minimum requirement, of course, first thing you must have money lah. Okay, so the second thing, you must be above 18 years old. Or else the title cannot be transferred to you. Okay, so it's very important to have these two first. So these two don't have, then don't need to worry about auction. So because it's not for you, okay, don't need to worry. So if you are these two, you are above 18 years old and you have money, now the problem come. Okay, you need to choose property law. So all these are actually the minimum requirement is almost equivalent to the second hand. Okay, the second sub sale is actually the same. It's all the same. It's just the way of buying is through auction only. Okay, so of course you need to worry also is the upfront money, whether you can come with the upfront money or not But because all these developer nowadays, they give you free upfront 10% discount, they mark up, then they give you back as your deposit So all these are gimmicks. Okay, but for me, it's the real deal. The real deal is you don't have money, don't buy. Got money,
okay,
then we can plan. Okay, this is what I say. Okay, so the next question.
Okay, next question from Kok Yung Ching. Okay, what type of property you think will be give better return?
Okay, this one is very good question also. Okay, for me, it depends on your affordability. So if you got money, You can play something like the land I play, good margin, okay. But unfortunately, the pocket got limited edition, a private limited registered, okay. Your wallet is a Sendirian Berhad, so that's why it's difficult for you to choose a very good property, okay. But out of what I say, okay, extra bonus, this one give ang pao, I tell you, okay. So now, due to COVID, a lot of nice property is floating up. Previously, that you want to buy and the price is already gone so high. Like my Kajang house, I bought that time is 290,000. Okay, now it's nearly to 1 million. Okay, but my loan, if I go for the 290,000, my loan is now let's say 7 years back lah. Okay, I already pay almost nearly to 40% of my loan. But the value is 1 million. Okay, if I buy this property in 290,000, pay for my original price, or even higher a bit, 350,000. But I'm buying a 1 million value property. So from there you can borrow the you can refinance your thing, your property, okay, and get it depends on your credit lah. Okay, if your credit have, you can borrow up to 900,000, but you can pay cash for the whole house, and then you still got extra money to work with lah. Okay, but normally you have to choose all the old taman. Some look very outdated house. That means all is all the tree is around the house already. It's very dark, very very scary type, especially those people you see all the die people. You imagine it's all this haunted house already. That is a very good buy, bro. Very good buy. Because of that, you bought over. You are not the one who go and paint inside, You go and hire people, go and clean, okay? Pay some money, hey, go and clean everything. Then paint in white color, everything white color. Then it's a very good margin because that place, okay, is already matured place. And you give a little bit money to own a matured property, okay? By maybe 80% below market rate. Just now, my one is already nearly to 80% below market, my own house. So you can always look at all this property. There is everywhere, but we need to be patient. Okay, don't panic first. Okay, first you look at the place that you understand the most, especially when you born at that place. Okay, since childhood you know that place so well. You know this price guarantee can sell one. Okay, then you go for this place. People like agent tell you, hey, Puncak Alam one very good, whatever very good, is too far from your side. You don't understand the place. Please don't go. Okay, don't buy all this kind of property. It will be a hassle. If you have any problem with the property, you need every day to go back. Go back. It's a different pressure. For me, if you want to say you want to get a very nice margin house, okay, look for for example, previously don't have MRT one, now got an MRT already. Sure, that particular house, that is always shoot up 2 or 3 times in their price now. So look for all these kind of places. Yeah, this is what I can advise you.
Okay, so Wei Jie has a question. I think you have answered this question as well. I mean, beside location, what are the considerations that you should look into when invest in a property? So I will jump to Saraji. Okay, Saraji question on which auction property are more difficult to get financing, mortgage?
Okay, first thing, the land. The land, everyone buy land, they normally they won't ask for financing lah. Because the land, if you go for the finance, okay, this means you share the thing with the bank, which is empty land, and the bank won't borrow you a lot of money, okay, but you still owe him money. But you cannot transact the land so fast if you borrow from the bank. Okay, you cannot make, let's say for example, this piece of land, I want to build a bungalow and I want to sell. Okay, so you don't forget your partner on the land is the bank. So whatever you earn, you have to pay the bank. So what for you go and buy with the loan with the bank? So of course, you see, auction, you never go for all these like hotel and resort. Okay, it's also another tricky thing. So when you buy hotel and resort, you have to think of one thing is to repurpose the place. Obviously, after COVID, all hotel, Only your afterlife friend will stay there lah. Now lah, okay. Not much people gonna stay lah. Okay, you call me to stay free also. I say, hey, escape lah. Later my neighbor come and find me Okay, it's the afterlife one. So now hotel cannot do. What they can repurpose? They repurpose now. You see a few big hotel 4-star. They repurpose to become offices. Just mean in the morning, no people gonna use the room. I do it for office as a Soho. But for the cheap one, okay, for the this budget hotel, they're gonna repurpose it into hostel for the worker to stay. Okay, then this is also available nowadays, and a lot of people are looking at it. Okay, this one also sometimes it's a good deal also lah. But you must be a purpose. You must have a purpose at first, not to say whether this property suitable to nice to buy or not. But firstly, you must have your purpose. Whether why you want to buy this property. You want to make money fast cash, or you want to make it your own stay. Very important. So you make your decision. Okay, you make a decision, then you say, oh, then only I suggest which type of property I want to buy. If I want to go investment, fast one, okay, I want to earn a lot in 1 year, then you have to study what kind of a crisis that will make this particular property that you choose. Like for example, the flat, the budget hotel that you choose, okay, nearby to somewhere near Klang. Wow, so many COVID-19 there. Okay, sure, got people want to change this thing into hostel because the original hostel they stay there. For example, like my client Top Glove. Okay, there are 3,000 of them got COVID. Okay, so sad. Go COVID. That's not the sad part, The got COVID, either you make sure you die, you don't have the trouble, or you don't die, then there's a trouble coming. Then you come out where you want to stay. You go back to your family. My family say, hey, go outside, stay with the dog. Okay, or you go back to your hostel neighbor, oi, jangan balik, oi, you kena COVID, jangan balik, go outside. Then the company boss, trouble. Where to stay these people? 3,000, I have to choose the nearby hotel, okay, to so-called hotel mahal, so I have to stay for 14 days, maybe 1 month. But after that, they still need to have another repurpose of the place. So might as well the boss will say, hey, how much is this property, the hotel? I just buy over the hotel. Okay, all become my hostel. At the end, it's like that. So when you go for auction, if a hotel is available, you buy and you sell to these people. Okay, whatever price, they sure buy one. Because they, in the long run, they're going to pay you so expensive to stay at your hostel just because of the COVID one. They are looking at how to terminate their contract, so they can go back. I don't need to be responsible for your accommodation anymore. So this is what happened. Is a reality, whether you like it or not. Okay, Kedah also, I think a few company kena. You can ask their bosses how they settle their people who whether come to office to work or not. Maybe you can work outside outside. I do a 10 kema. Okay, you work outside. Don't come. So this is the reality. Okay, this is the reality. So when you say that just I hope you answer your question okay, about what to choose to buy and what is the best thing to buy. But purpose, what is the purpose? Yeah, you need to understand first. Okay.
Okay. So another question from Jun Jie: can foreigner go for auction property? No, right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Answer is yes. Okay. So as what I mentioned before, the rules and regulation for buying auction is equivalent, is almost the same with the sub-sale. So if sub-sale, okay, foreigner can buy or not? Can. Okay. As long as the property, let's say for a KL, the condo above 1 million, you can buy. So you don't bid for the 300,000, you bid for the 1 million. This is the simple thing. You can buy, no problem. With the financing, yes, of course there is a financing for foreigner. Okay, foreigner normally what they can, if they have MM2H, okay, they can go up to 80%. Okay, from the bank. If they don't have MM2H, which is now already terminated all the MM2H, the new one, so they don't have. Whether they can still get the loan or not, yes. They can get maximum, if I'm mistaken, I talked to a banker, they can get 60% of the local bank. Okay, but if they have their own bank, for example, Hong Kong or China, they have their own bank. Okay, in China, they can always borrow from the bank in China. Or another way, okay, because I know foreigner always Kaya wana. Just tell them to so-called refinance their old house in Hong Kong or in China. You refinance it, you get a big piece of cash. Just buy cash lah. No need to borrow. Okay, then they can buy, no problem. As the rules is the same. Okay, as the sub sale. So follow the sub sale rules. You can everything done. Okay. Next question.
Okay, this is a compliment statement again from my colleague, Professor Adriana. She says she enjoyed listening to you. Okay,
Thank you.
being yourself. Okay, you make the webinar lively and interesting. Okay, Chin Qian. Okay, Chin Qian, I think we have answered this question, right? So, what are the criteria, requirement? No Fatira. Okay, which property to bid? Okay, is it matter title, freehold, leasehold? Want to respond to this?
Freehold and leasehold actually is up to you whether you love freehold or free. Of course, everyone love freehold lah. Okay, if a freehold is a bonus law, but leasehold, a lot of people don't know that leasehold, if you want to renew, is only $1,000. Okay, not to say it depends on places lah. Like Selangor is only $1,000 if inheritance. So you have to understand the leasehold rules, how you're gonna renew this, and especially when you buy an auction property, you need to check this property how many years left. Because if it's a leasehold property, okay, below 50 years availability, the bank is not so fancy to loan to you. Okay, so you must have hard cash. Okay, or else maybe the property is still got 80 years. Now okay lah, fine lah, you go for it lah. But if the property too old don't play around. Don't play around with leasehold lah. Unless you really know about what is the leasehold rules at the particular state. So the state will have their own leasehold rules, and about maybe you want to pass to the son, it's an inheritance issue. Then your leasehold you can just renew in $1,000. But if you want to resell it in the recent years, that means when you buy, you want to sell the next year or even the same year, then they will charge you a lot of money for the leasehold renewal. Okay, from maybe you have 60 years, you want to renew back to 99 years, you need to pay quite a lot of money. Okay, to renew, because the purpose is to sell. It's different. If you got the inheritance, you bought this property, you take. I say I want to so-called pass to my son. Okay, I renew this 99 years. You can renew, but in 5 years time you couldn't sell your property. That is the rules and regulation for most of the leasehold. So you must make sure you know the leasehold rules. Talk to your lawyer. Okay, talk to a property lawyer. Make sure that particular area or the state, you know about the leasehold rules. Then you choose the leasehold rules to bid, or else just go for the freehold. There's plenty to choose. Like, come on, brother, 4,000, 5,000 every month. You always can get one or two. Cannot get that means there's your problem. You know, you have not enough money. There's a problem. There's always not enough money problem. Okay, when you have the money, there's always a solution. Okay, that's the thing lah. Okay, then about the next question.
Okay, Yan Ping question on do we need to show proof of saving before we become the bidder? I think no need, right, Saint John?
Don't need.
Okay.
You just go to the bank and check, make sure you can afford to bid, afford to how much you can borrow from the bank lah.
Okay, so Prof. Adriana question, okay, is it worth to hire an agent to help us to bid the property?
Okay, in order to bid the property, you don't need agent. You can do it just now I said at home. Okay, but you need an agent. Just now when you see the condition of sales, right? POS, COS, condition of sale. So many things want to check. So many debt want to check. You hire an agent to check. Just pay him a sum of money. It's maybe 100 or 200 bucks. Call them to check for you everything. Okay, if you really keen when you buy this house then you pay for their service to check all the debt for you, every single debt. Okay, then you know the debt. Okay, then you make a decision. You want to proceed to bid or not. So if you want to proceed to bid, just register online, bid yourself. Don't even need an agent. Okay, there's no agent nowadays because agent cannot allow to go into the representative. Now they don't allow. I think they only you bid yourself. They more strict nowadays. Okay. And then also not good because if the agent play you out, they simply go and bid above your whatever you can afford. It's also not good See, you cannot control.
Hold on, Mr. Law.
Yes.
When I talk with the agent, just say I'm in Kedah and I want to bid for the price. I mean, for the property in Selangor. That was the reason when I go to agent. But then just now you mentioned, right? Instead of us asking an agent, we could also do it by registering ourselves. I mean, like if they are doing it physically, how am I supposed to bid? I mean, like, how can I join the bidding if just say I'm in Kedah?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now there's the video that I showed you previously about the bidding one. Actually, they already have this hybrid system. Okay, hybrid system means the same time they on the auction, they will put a video and webcam like now. Okay, you can click on your laptop to bid. You don't even need to be there. Okay, you don't even physically bid in Selangor. You can bid in Kedah. Okay, but
Oh,
you just need to know all this detail about the debt. Okay, if you're okay with everything, just go to the Lelong tips or whatever. You can register yourself as a bidder. Okay, I say I want to buy this property. Then as a bidder, you just stay at Kedah, and the same time on that particular time, you just be in the web. Okay, be at the specific Zoom or Facebook. I'm not sure, but depends on which platform you use. Sometimes they use Zoom. Then you just go to Zoom and bid lah. There will close session. There is only the people who already submitted the deposit check. Okay, all they will be allowed to go into that particular session. Okay, no deposit pay. That means other people cannot go in to kacau you lah. They don't even need to see your face lah. Okay, they don't even
Oh,
see. Yeah.
so meaning that we have got to pay the deposit first. Somehow we
Yes.
have to transfer the money first.
Yes.
For that particular property, then we can join either through WebEx or Zoom.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
So
thank you so much.
this money will pay to the auctioneer. They will know which case is it. Okay, you write there which property you want. Okay, the property code. They will put that particular. They will pay for you for the so-called lock down the money for that particular transaction. Okay, if on the spot you lose lah, you don't get the house lah. Okay, you get the money lah. As I said, you get back your own money. Okay, then immediately on the same day they'll send back the money to you. Okay, you can check your account, either your account or the banking slip. They'll show to you your money is already banking to you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Any other question?
Okay, so yeah, we are left with 5 minutes.
Okay.
So let me see. Okay, I'll pick a few, maybe two, three,
Yeah.
maybe two questions. So okay. So the question from Farah. Okay, what will happen if after we successfully bid the house? Okay, I think the outcome would be your deposit going to be forfeited, right, Sing Chuan?
Okay. So if you are buy or bought already, but somehow your loan won't go through. Okay. So you will lose your 10%. Yeah. You lose your 10%. So who gonna get this 10%? Actually, the owner of the house gonna take 10%.
Okay.
Not the bank. The owner of the house will get the 10%, and it will deduct their loan, of course.
Okay. So what is this question from No Faizo. Okay, what are the benefits of selling a house at auction? I think if you compare to sub-sales, okay. So if let's say this is not a foreclosed property, let's say this is just a normal property.
Yes.
So what is a good thing for me to sell at auction instead of getting help from agent in the resale market?
It's a very simple question. Okay, for example, I have a house cost 300,000. Okay, now I call my agent to sell. My agent after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months couldn't sell. No people want. Okay, so I go to the auctioneer. I talk to the auctioneer. Hey, can you sell my house? Yeah, why not? Okay, I put it at 250,000. Wow! Suddenly everyone said, "Wow, 200,000 ah! Can this one can buy ah." Because the value maybe is 350 lah. Okay, they can buy. Then people try to log in and bid. Okay, the smallest bidder normally people will bid around 300,000 one lah. Okay, I tell you, normally people bid is emotional one. So they will bid until the market value. At the end, they sell at market value. So this is another way of pushing the sales, because there's a date for make decision. Then people will respect the date. Okay, or else for me, if you want to go for auction, make sure there is something different than the other houses lah. That means you are more to the private. I want to sell my house so I have to do a little bit of special effect or do some fancy thing lah. Or maybe I call Jimmy Choo, my friend, to come. Okay, stay in my house. We snap a photo. It's my house. Jimmy Choo is there. Okay, then it becomes somebody. It becomes some house. Then people can sell it higher price. This is what I mentioned. So you must know a lot of so either politician or something like that. Just call them to come to your house and snap a picture. Then that house is particular one we signed the agreement here very on one okay. Then you can sell in different way then you can go for the auction. Then people will say, wow, this is a very feng shui house then I pay higher for that This is also another way. Okay, selling the property. Yeah.
Okay, so Prof. Adena have another question. Okay, the transacted 10,000 property that you did either for yourself or your client. So most of it come from they do this. They bought with bank loans or they use their own cash.
Okay, so for not 10,000 so not so many maybe 1,000 got okay. So
1,000.
Yeah. So from this normally okay, normally all this transacted one, I must be frank with you previously is all those the syndicate world okay. So most of the deal is done okay through outside bidder. That's mean outside bidding before even enter to the hall. So they already renegotiate outside. Then there is a agreed buyer. Okay, agreed. Most of the property is belong to my my client because whatever I feel is very very good. Because why? Because when I look at the place differently, like what I do for the land, I do a lot of research and what you can earn. Okay, my focus is not to the commission. My focus to how to make my buyer earn money. So if he earn, he will pay me. Of course, never gonna no doubt of that. If he cannot make money out of that property, so he feel like don't want to give the commission to me So for me, it's about the buyer first. What you can do, what you choose the property for them, because they got no time to go and browse all this website. So I must do the job. I must create the value for the customer to enter. So once the value is there, they can foresee. Normally, I will get what I promise is 80% to 100% margin. Okay, if don't have 80%, I rather don't do that month because it's a waste of time. Because your buyer also waste of time, you also waste of time. You cannot earn much while you buy. It's the first place. Okay, must buy, must earn much Okay, must at least 80% or else we are talking short only The bidder come also, they don't really want to bid because whatever client you choose, okay, but whatever I choose is what I determine. If I myself is very determined into that, and I can promise the particular figure, so people they respect your professionalism instead of the property itself. So if you say you can buy, because Allah will say you can sell at this price, of course you have a plan. Show me your plan, how to buy, how to sell, how to whatever. I will come with the money, you do it. Okay, this is more to the business consultation. It's just like bank. Sometimes bank have the some property for some private funding kind of thing. You can really have your private funder. So your private funder trust is not the bank, it's actually you. You are the one who do the job. Okay, so I think it's very important for us as a so-called doing this transaction. You must be very so-called like responsible for your client. Okay, especially what they earn. If you don't earn,
Hold on, Mr. Law. When you talk about the client you are mentioning is the person who own the property that is being auctioned, is it? Because
No.
you said you do it before.
My client is always the buyer, the one who want to buy. Okay, because the one who want to sell is the bank is selling. So the bank is selling anyway. That particular client is belong to the bank. It's not belong to me. I cannot control.
Oh, meaning that you're gonna contact the bank and do the negotiation for your client, is it? Is it something like that? When you said that this is
the previous before 2018. Okay, before 2018 is all the manual type. Okay, the manual type is a bit different. Okay, so the agent, there was some agent syndicate there to look at for every single bidder. Okay, I don't know how they get the bidder information. Might be the internal people give them the information when we submit our form. So they look for our IC and they look for your head. Oh, this guy gonna buy this house. So he gonna go to that guy. Hey, let me see. You want to bid this house today? You want to bid Okay. Now this house got 3 bidder. He tell you. How you know? And then I also don't know. I haven't go there. I also don't know. But they got the information inside. So they'll go to find these 3 guys and discuss outside. Hey, if you want, we go inside the bid. It's very expensive already. Okay, we don't know which other can. Some can bid a lot. Some can bid a little. We don't know. But we don't take the risk. We bid outside. We negotiate outside. So I pay you 20,000. You don't bid, can or not? They will ask Okay, something like that. So they'll take above three of us can settle the with the figure. So if that guy gonna pay us 20,000 each, so if I'm okay, then I take the 20,000 cash lah. Okay, on the spot.
Okay, so for nowadays, that is not allowed to be done anymore, right? This syndication.
Actually, all along also cannot. Okay, but there's people doing it. Okay, they cannot control the people doing it. So now they introduce e-bidding. Through e-bidding,
Okay.
I cannot get who is the one behind. You know, someone for like you is from Kedah, so they cannot come to Kedah and ask, hey, you can you settle? Cannot lah.
Right.
No, so the e-bidding, that's why in the earlier stage I say, whether you are happy with the e-bidding or not, for the buyer, yes. But for the syndicate, of course, no. Yeah, they don't happy.
All right. Thanks
Yeah.
a lot, Mr. Law.
Yeah, no worry. Then,
Okay. Hello, everybody. The time is up. So now it's 5:30. So we're going to end the webinar here. So I know a few of you have written down your question. I think most of you are my students. So I'm going to privately, help you to transfer this question to Mr. Lau and then come back to you, during our next lectures. So once again, thank you all for taking part, in this webinar. So so we're going to stop here and bye bye from for now. Okay.
thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.